shuffling feet, people sleeping in their shoes. A warning sign. And a lot of people saying we'd be better off dead. Don't feel like Satan, but I am willing. So I try to forget any way I can.
Yo, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm pretty tired. So, yeah. I'm physically tired and bound to this chair, but mentally sharp. I stay in Brian's world with infinite energy from the spiritual world. But you don't want to abuse yourself, man, you know? When you can learn to be mentally still and kind of manifest your energy, you want to be careful with it because you can end up beating the shit out of your body and getting too spiritual. Too much spiritual energy can overdrain your physical body. So you got to find the balance, you know what I'm saying? That's what life is. The yin and the yang, the balance. Everything's just finding that balance. But yeah, man, keep on rocking in the free world. And one of the comments on this, like the top comments, I don't really get into comments anymore. I used to when I was younger. Pretty much up until the last like two, 3 years. Even when I first started streaming, I was still into getting into chit chats. I would get into the shit. I wouldn't just read a bunch of comments. I'd be getting into them. But anyways, one of the popular comments on this was saying something kind of interesting. I don't know if I really agree with it. They said something like, everyone thinks this song is like an America, yeah, rockin' in the free world type of song. Like, America rocks. And really, if you guys listen to the lyrics of that song, it was about some of the hard times that people face and specific stories of, human suffering. The song is about human suffering. So, for as much as America has its civil liberties higher than probably any country in the world, let's be honest, I've done a little bit of research and tried to make a case and see if I can make a case for anybody. And it didn't seem like you could. It seemed like United States is pretty well regarded as having the most civil liberties. If someone could challenge me that and provide some evidence, I'd love to see it though. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good guy. I'm trying to have an open discussion. But yeah, no. I don't know how many people really actually. I've never heard anybody using this for like. I guess people would think of it as like a Donald Trump prep rally type thing, right? Rocking in the free world, America. I don't know. Maybe I don't follow it close enough. Do they use this? Do they potentially use this? I don't know. But it's a good song. I like to listen to it in the car when I'm driving on my various missions when I need a mental boost. Music can be like a drug for real, man. I mean, it is kind of. It does affect the brain. It can inspire you and get you pumped up. Why do you listen to music at the gym? I listened on the way to the gym. Conor McGregor's walkout song, "The Foggy Dew." Now he always has like the beginning part of the song. It's like an Irish song about a war or some shit, an Irish war where the Irish people were very brave and they stood up for themselves. Um, and it made national headlines. It was pretty awesome for the Irish. They showed their fight and their strength and their resilience as a nation and people and the blood. But yeah, no, man. I'd be listening to that on the way to the gym. But the full song. Because it gets better. I think Conor McGregor should use that for the full thing. I don't know how I feel about Conor McGregor. Me and my mom kind of got brainwashed last summer 2024. We watched this documentary on the Netflix show with Conor McGregor. His documentary. It kind of makes him seem like a good guy and a family guy, misunderstood. And then we watched that leading up to the fight that was supposed to happen. Then it fell through. Then he was going crazy again. Then he was going crazier. Now he's still going crazy. He's just doing stupid stuff with like the Paul brothers or showing up at the Trump thing or something like that. I don't, I browse on the internet a little tiny bit. I get a small sample size of exposure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't care enough about those people. But the free world, man, the free world is a good place. I don't know. You could have that discussion. Maybe that's worth another look around. Maybe. Like, is there somewhere that beats us out? Like a small country that we're not really. That we don't know about? I think there's other places with civil liberties like us, like maybe South America. There's some of those countries in South America. Maybe not Brazil. I don't think Brazil's a good example. But I think some of those other ones, it's just kind of shitty and poor in like a village. But I guess within the village you can do what you want. But I guess if you don't, they probably shoot you, yeah. So is it really free? No. You're allowed to do crime. Can you imagine that? That's how life is in a village. Like if you do a bad thing, you get I don't know, you get beat up really bad. They fuck with you, no one likes you. It's a yeah, no. You'd never want to do anything bad if you lived in a village. Yeah, when did theft become a thing? What do we want to look into? Theft? I could write these things down. Theft. When was theft invented? When did people start stealing? Because I think in early human civilization, when they were just villages and shit, that they didn't have much theft because you get your hand cut off. Most cultures would cut your hand off for theft. That's even when it started becoming a thing. I wonder if there was a specific time. Alright, let's look up the civil liberties first. I kind of want to look into that. Alright, does any country have more civil liberties than the USA? Okay. Okay. This name is Switzerland. You know what? They always the throughout financial history, like stocks and banks and businessmen and rich people doing scandalous things. They'd always say put it in a Swiss bank account. A lot of people got away with a lot of money by putting it in a Swiss bank account. It's like a historical thing, dude. It's crazy. I mean, like Wolf of Wall Street. I've heard of a lot of it. Everybody knows that shit. Not everybody. I'm sorry. But if you watch a lot of like movies and stuff, if you're a movie person, you might have heard that a lot. I shouldn't say things like that. I'm just being a little sassy, you know what I mean? Dun, 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 dun. Let me I should make a post on my YouTube just so any bros can see. I don't know, I get censored for maybe using the music and shit, so I like to make a post too on YouTube when I go live. I'm not trying, that's like the only thing I do. That's the only place I share my own thing, is my own YouTube. I didn't even post this link on Facebook. This is only going to YouTube. I'm being a loyalist. So I guess Switzerland, what's the laws? Laws that make it super free. I don't know, free. Okay, they can move freely. Damn, I guess in some countries you really just can't be moving freely within the country. Well, how big is Switzerland first? Let's look at this. Like, how big of it is a place to govern? Because at a certain point, if you have a big, giant landmass to govern with a bunch of states, it's a little bit harder to govern than just one country that's one state with a bunch of cities and regions. It's in Europe. 11-hour flight. Where exactly is it? What else is it known for? Swiss bank accounts, cheese maybe? Swiss cheese, Swiss knights, knives, the knives, Swiss Army knives. I don't know if that actually comes from Switzerland or it's just a brand. I think it is just a different brand, and I'm an idiot. I used to think that though for a long time. Pretty dumb, huh? Oh, my butt itches, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I'm wearing some really tight pants. Pretty sussy. I got a Rick and Morty shirt, dude. Wait a second. Yeah. This was my Uncle Al's jacket. He had a penchant for clothes. He was like, I don't know. I never met the guy. He was like a couple generations. Like it would have been. I don't even know, dude. I really don't know. Like older than your grandpa. Like one up from grandpa. Whatever that would be. Like your grandpa's dad or something. So they would have been like, this could be from like the 20s. I think this shit's like, I don't even know, dude. Is this from like the century? Is this from the 99? It's from England. What if it was? I don't know. I don't think it's like 100 years old. I mean, shit, 1920. Yeah, that makes sense. Holy shit. That's crazy. I could be wearing something that's 120 years old. I don't know. Should we try to look at the brand? 100 years old. Isn't that kind of cool to think about, right? If you're wearing something that's 100 years old, and it looks, I mean, I get a lot of compliments when I wear this jacket. It's pretty long. It's real long. Like, it almost goes down to my knees, dude. I look like Darth Vader, but in tan. Tan Vader. Alright. Liechtenstein. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, wow. It's over by France. So, I mean, you look at that. Okay, look at how big Switzerland is. Look at that shit. What is that? Like Ohio? That's like Texas. Like, okay, right there is, was that it? Right here. That's Switzerland. I'm gonna keep my cursor on it. Uh huh. Switzerland is pretty much Ohio and Indiana. No, not even. Oh my goodness. Look at that landmass. That's tiny. That's like Pennsylvania. Not even. So yeah, it's pretty easy to govern Pennsylvania if that's your only country. I don't know how their European Union works with their currency, but they can travel abroad, okay. They can change their home. Yeah, okay. They can get a new job and go to school. I guess places don't have that. Prohibits discrimination against any religion. Dude, we don't do that here. I discriminate a lot of religions, like all the time. Like almost every time I do this shit. Is that bad? It's cult like behavior. You know, I can't get in trouble for calling out cults. What if we go type in Jim Jones and his cult or whatever? Would they drink the cyanide? It's messed up, man. Some of these cults are dangerous. And religion is a breeding ground for that mentality. But I don't know. It's good for a lot of people, I do think. You know? And it's good to believe in a creator. Any way you can believe in a creator and affect your life in a positive way, I'm not going to hate on. But I do have my anti-religion. But I guess you couldn't do that if we were live in Switzerland. So what made it? They said when I typed it in. Well, listen to this, Floppy. Here's what I'm talking about right now. I went to Google and I typed in, does any country have more civil liberties than the United States of America? Because I said, I'm pretty sure we researched this in the past, but I wanted to double check. Because I feel like I've gotten wiser. And I want to relook different things from the past and have wiser, new, fresh opinions on things. So I go and double check. And sometimes we're going to come out with the same exact result that we had before. Sometimes we might reach a new conclusion. But either way, the AI here on Google says yes, several countries have more civil liberties than the United States, including Switzerland, New Zealand. So we're first going and researching Switzerland. Because that is like at first I was like, hey, that's the Swiss bank accounts, like from all the movies. Oh, hide your money in the Swiss bank account, go to Switzerland, blah, blah, blah. But then it says prohibits discrimination against any religion. Well, what exactly do they mean by that? So if I was like live on the internet in Switzerland, can I get in trouble for that? But you're not really allowed to do that in the United States. Like, you can't take racial discrimination action. But we can talk shit, right? I mean, dude, listen, how they talk about unholy people, and they're not very nice. Some pockets of the Christian community, they're like, oh, these bad people that don't believe in, or like the Muslims, some like Muslim extremists. There's extreme branches of all religions. I'm not picking on Christianity or Muslims, or Hindu or. That's another thing. That would be an interesting thing to look at. How many different religions are there? You can look into some wacky ones, bro. I guess we'll get into some smarter stuff tonight. Isn't that funny that I would be high right now? I took some edibles and I'm high. And I'm really high. The other night I just had this dab pen. This time the edibles, these are way stronger than just hitting a dab pen. I'm in the zone, dude. I'm in the zone. But for me, it makes me smarter. I don't know what it is. I might not be as pizzazzy in my voice, and that's because I have to keep my voice down anyways. Got 2 kids up in this thing right now, man. Children. Two children. And they did a good job today. They were pretty good kids. They did their best. Everyone did their best. We made it. But no, I don't know. People always think that marijuana equals dumb stoners. But there's a lot of intellect to it. I mean, you know that, Floppy. Yeah, I was talking about some Mormon stuff the other night. I don't know if you heard that. Um, I was out at the bar in Kent. I went, Kent State. Julian Edelman, Antonio Gates. It's over by Akron. I went there to one of the popular college bars, and I was talking to these college kids, and they were talking about Mormons and how they do this thing called like soaking, where like premarital sex, you have to shake the bed for the people. They're not allowed to move. You just have to like get it in there, and then somebody shakes the bed for you. And that's like a thing, I guess. They're making fun, and they're like, these college kids were saying, which I blend in, I blend in well. I look like I'm like 24, like a senior, Some people even say I'm younger. Some nights I really pull it off. But yeah, they were talking about, oh, do you have a friend that would do that for you? Like, what friend would you have do that for you? And I was like, these little internet kids, that's what an internet kid would think of. I was thinking more about the logistics, like, how many shakes does it take? How many licks does it how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll? That's what I'm really wondering when I hear something like that. But I don't know, man. I guess it's a Mormon thing. Weird stuff. Okay. What is that? What does that mean? It says, is there a link? Why can't I hit the link? Oh, they're not letting me talk about it. Oh, here we go. Freedom to use any language. Oh, we're hacking into Switzerland's thing. This text is in force. Oh. In the name of Almighty God. This is their constitution. Oh, this is probably lame, dude. It's like United States Constitution. That shit's boring as hell. I just want to know, like, what do they mean? I don't know. What do they mean by discriminate? I guess you're not allowed to do that here, right? Like, but you can't be, like, persecuted. Like, the religions are allowed to talk shit. I would expect the Muslims to talk shit and the Christians to talk shit and the Muslims. I would expect them to talk a little bit of shit. I don't know. So I guess that's really not anything that different than ours, is it? I can't read. Why is the link their entire constitution? What makes it more free? Gays? Having gays makes it super free. I mean, like, can you, like, go wherever you... I don't know. What do they have access to? People have the right to form, join, or belong to association. Okay. Okay. Okay, they're pretty tight. That's dope. That's fire. Constitution guarantees freedom of assembly, so you can have like a YMCA pizza party. You can do the Boy Scouts. You can have a club. You can make jackass videos with your friends. Freedom of assembly. You're allowed to assemble a crew and do motley shit. But you know what I mean by that. Like, you're allowed to form associations, like groups of people. Some countries ban that. Like, you're not allowed to have freedom of assembly. You can't have no, like, group. No one can have no party. Like, at all. You can't party. But no, not even like that. It's more like you gotta do your thing every day. You have to do a certain thing or you get in trouble. Like in Korea and shit. And there's places that limit it too. Like, oh, this is a big group of people. What the fuck? Like, United States, for example. I forget how many it was that did this turkey trot. But I ran in a 5K, which is... I don't even like to say that, because who uses... Why do they do that, 5K? Just say how many miles it is. 3.2 miles. Who knows what a K is? When I hear K, I think of like either kratom or ketamine. Or the letter K. Or like K Jewelers. Or like... Oh, I guess my ex-wife's kind of name starts like that. I guess I do think of her, yeah. You got me on that one, boys. But no, I don't know. I was like, I want to say 2,000 people, you guys. I do want to say, let me see here, let me go back. What month is, it's like, what, November 25th? Is the Turkey Day. Here we go. Here we go. No, they don't have like the after. This is only for what I finished. There was 600 people when I finished, but it doubled. I do believe. So it was 1,200 people. I believe it was at least like 1,000. 1,000 people showed up Thanksgiving morning to run a 3 mile race. I did pretty good. I finished under 30 minutes. That was like anything under that, I was really excited about. Even if it was like 29. Even like in that last minute, 30 would have been okay. 31, I would have been a little salty. But I ended up getting like a 26. My best ever, I was in the 19s. What's going on, Floppy? Wacko? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked about any of that kind of stuff for a while, to be honest. I've heard people talking about Waco. It seems like something that people talk about on podcasts too much. So I don't want to do that. Because I've seen other people talking about it. But yeah, Joe Breezy, yeah, he would talk about Waco like every single fucking other time you seen him. They always want to talk about that kind of shit. You run out of it. You run out of shit to talk about. I've been trusting my own brain to just come up with shit. I've been riding it, man. I don't do much scrolling. I've been listening to some podcasts, a little bit of Joe Rogan. I listen to Kill Tony. I'm a Kill Tony. I listen to like all those nowadays. Other than that, I mean, I've been listening to this Master Key Society shit on YouTube. These audiobooks from like 1890 to 1940. All in that time period. And they're like these positive thinking type shit. And they do relate into God, which when they mention God in the books, I just think of like the spiritual world or something like that. Because yeah, I do believe in the concept of like a higher dimensional thing. Does Tim still do shit? I don't know if I want to talk about all that shit. I haven't really looked into that. I haven't had time to really even... I don't even look at my own views or anything like that. I don't have time. I don't. I might get more views on my personal Facebook. Did I tell you that, Floppy? Did you hear I did that? This stream tonight isn't on there. This is just YouTube. But I'll be doing sending these streams to my Facebook too. I had like 240 friends. It was a newer account I made 2 years ago. 240 friends, and then I made my account into a creator account. And sorry. Now it says like 240 followers. Do I have a fidget spinner? My daughter always gets her hands on these things. They help me keep my brain moving. But yeah, I don't know. I have a certain quality I like to maintain. You know what I mean? And with this OBS, like with all this, I can do a lot more. I can do way more, obviously. If I took the time to It's easy to do. I could do all sorts of cool shit. But I just like kind of just having me and a share screen and old school and this shit. I don't want to do nothing fancy. And this is all I'll ever do. It's not going to get any more fancier than this. I know I've talked in the past about different ways to expand and do things differently and get more views and clicks, and I ain't doing it. I'm a man and a microphone and a share screen. And the goal is to produce something that could just be listened to after it's streamed. Like a podcast. And I don't care what would get me clicks or views, whether I do a thingy-majig in the... I'm not doing the vertical shit no more. No more verticals. Those don't come out well. Weird in the editor. I don't like them. I'll make shorts. I'll make my clips, but I'm a pure artist. So... if I'd want Tim to hear anything, it would be that right there. You have piqued my interest, though, Floppy. I would like to see now. You son of a bitch. Now I want to peep and be a little creepster. I'm not really recording this to be like a fire episode or nothing. We're not gonna like stalk anybody, I guess. It looks like he maybe a couple a week. I'll have to one day ago. Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of views, that's fine. But what's the quality of your content? I don't fucking know. Probably it's garbage to rewatch after. I come from the soul. I listen to my shit back and I like it. It makes me laugh, dude. Or interested in what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know if dude's still doing the same fucking phone thing or evolve, you know? You try to evolve as a human. That's what I do. But anyways, I would like to know this question. Let's get back to what I'm fucking talking about. But yeah, no, if anyone could hear, the only thing I would want anyone to hear, as far as that goes, is I'm a pure artist. And I make a pure thing that's reproducible. And it flows. And it's re-listenable. And it's from the soul. And it's vulnerable. And it's sexy. It's sexy. You see, it's sexy. We make it sexy. Hey, you gotta make it sexy or you're not eating. Hell no. I make it sexy. I mean, I told him not to go down that route. I told the guy, Floppy. You get more views. I'd rather get 0 goddamn views than use that fucking vertical stream. I'm tired of it. I was trying to download one or do the editing for one of the ones recently that I tested the vertical stream. I got more views in it, sure, but when I went back and tried to look at the quality and the rewatchability, I was disappointed because of the way you can't use it on my YouTube Premium. I couldn't use it. It wouldn't let me listen to it in the background. It treated it like a short or some shit. It was bullshit. So that means if I film that shit, people can't watch it back properly. I don't know. It wasn't working right. So I'm a rectangle guy, not a square. Or I'm not a square. I'm a rectangle, dude. People box themselves in the little square. I guess it is just a rectangle on its side. Kinda right, huh? I don't know what makes Switzerland. Why is this saying this? Like, why? Alright, let's see what this is saying. Human Freedom Index. I mean, what kind of comes to mind? I mean, are we trying to go dark with this and be like, where is prostitution legal? Or are we just. You know what I'm saying? Because how much more free do you get to the United States? I don't know. Although some of these cultures, like dark shit, is a part of their culture. I mean, it's not. I don't know. I hear these terrible things, you guys. Joe Rogan talks about them on his show, and I'm just not going to talk about, like, I had it written down as a topic, and I'm just not going to. I'm not really going to talk about pedophilia. Like, we know it's bad. We know it's fucked up. I'm not going to sit here and talk about like everybody be doing on the internet. I get that there's predator catchers and that's cool. But as far as me, like, I know I used to do like the deep state, the pedophiles, but it's just like, I have my life to live and I want good energy in my life. And that's not good energy. Whether it's happening or not, it's I can protect myself from it in my own life and make sure it don't happen to me or the people around me. Any of that weird shit. And you can tell when people are some weird motherfuckers. My buddy, he had a friend from high school. He said when he was in high school with the guy, he went over his house to hang out. And his friend told him, he said, "Hey, my brother is kind of weird. He might stare at your feet. He has a weird thing for feet." So my dude, this was my dude Gary who passed away, told me about this. So it was weird, and the guy kind of stared at his feet a little bit. Fast forward to adulthood, dude. And this guy is like a teacher. Kind of like an intern teacher type thing. You know how a student teacher? Yeah, student teacher. And they caught him taking pictures of the kids' feet. And then they investigated him and he had a bunch of child porn and he is just fucked. And my buddy was like, holy fuck. Like, I was seeing that guy. I was in his presence as my friend's brother. But yeah, no, that's just not a good energy to talk about. You know, I'm more chill these days. I got a lot of things to take care of, man. I'll be taking care of people. Humans. I take care of myself and I take good care of myself. I do what I can for a nice lady that I'm interested in. None your business, wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? But then she has a child. I'm watching some children, giving her some time off. Single mother, you gotta help your people. There's a person that I like, and I don't see them as replaceable in terms of their personality. So I do what I can for them. If they're really needy, you know what? Put me on up to bat. I said, bring it, baby. I talked about this before. I said, bring it, baby. And you know what? I make it happen. I stuffed a couch into my car. No one knew I was going to be able to do it. No one thought I was going to be able to get this couch. You know, she was calling somebody for a truck. I said, I don't think you have to do that. If you need me to do it, I'll do it. Like, let me get a shot. I'll go check it out. You know what I did, bro? I used a app. I was like, I don't have a tape measure. So I used the app. It was a Goodwill. It was a Goodwill couch for like $25. Big cushion couch. $25. I go there and I use my phone to measure it. And I get up in that Goodwill, get my measurements. Using my phone, just memorizing, alright, this is that, dimension this. Because I'm used to memorizing dimensions because I've been in the shipping and receiving industry. That's what she said. That's what he said. Oh boy. But no, for real. What the fuck was I talking about, dude? I'm doing instant replay. Like I said, I took some edibles, so give me a break. Suppose this is like an actual radio show. That would be funny as shit, would it not be? Like, everybody shut up. I gotta rewind the show and see what I was talking about because I don't remember what I was talking about. Like, you want to keep the show going or fucking not? Let me just move on. You know, she was calling somebody for a truck. Oh yeah, the couch. Yeah, and I got this couch, dude. I came through and I got the couch for the lady, for the nice woman. And this person, you know, they deserve that energy. But anyways, yeah, I'm taking care of people, man. I'm taking care of people. I'm being a man. I'm working a function in life. In the shipping and receiving industry. I fuck with boxes. I'm up in the box house, dude. I be climbing up in the box house. This one's not on Facebook, so I can get a little more gnarly with these stories. Oh, I'd be getting fucking high in there, dude. I don't tell nobody. I'll be getting fried sometimes. Like lunch break, I'll have some edibles, man, and you know, it kicks in that last 2 o'clock. Once it hits 2 o'clock, yeah, dude, your boy's getting trippy, getting sticky. I don't know. It affects me differently these days. It's strange, isn't it? It used to make me timid and afraid. But now it's just fun. Like, it just makes things funner. I can be really baked and still come through in any situation. I'm like J.R. Smith of real life. That's what I be balling out, just geeking. You know what I'm saying, dude? Just laughing. Whatever I'm doing, just laughing. Spreading laughter. But no, I don't get stoned for like everything. This is occasional stuff. I'll get a little frazzled on a Thursday. Occasional stuff. You can't be doing that every day. You gotta space it out too. You gotta space it out. You don't want to be an everyday stoner. That's not good. Hell no. That's not it. It's fun. It's just not good for your system. I mean, I need to get better. I need to get better at it. I'm done. No. I need to take a break, though. For real. But yeah, man. I'll be the realest one. I just gotta keep it real. You know, I'm keeping it real with everybody. That's all I can offer to the world. Is keeping it fucking real. And if you don't like something that I say, I would hope that people would address it. And I can have a conversation about it. And I can adapt. Some people I'm willing to adapt for. Some people you learn to fight through change with. I guess I can talk about that. Should we finish this thought? I'm like a crackhead. Okay, human index. Australia? Hell yeah. I thought it was bad there. They were just trying to say during the quarantine or whatever. Oh, Switzerland's number one. How is the United States not in there? Do they mean, I guess, if you, like the percentage of people that have access to everything that, like the middle class has. The poor class doesn't have everything that the middle class has. The middle class doesn't have everything that the rich has. And then there's like a super low class of like homeless. And people just trying to survive like me, you know. Survive with my people. And fight for them. I'm like Jameis Winston. Ultimate belief, unwavering faith, dependent in the Lord. I'm just gonna keep throwing my missiles into triple coverage. And if I get intercepted sometimes and it doesn't go my way, I'll be alright with it, man. I'll get through it. It's all part of the plan. One door closes in life, another one opens. I don't know how to apply that to my life at the moment. I have some stable things that don't really need changed. Seem to be moving in the right direction. Making money. Having just enough time to do this when my internet's working. I need to do more editing and that shit because need some good clips, man. My clips have not been hot. But who cares? So, I mean, I guess what they mean by human freedom is like, okay, the average, like, what percent of people have access to this? Because some people live in tough situations in the United States. I think we did when I did this in the past. We just came to the same conclusion that like this is stupid, and we would need to do a whole ton of research to figure out. Like I get that they can make an index, but this doesn't really give us any details. I see all this. I see it. Not blind. If you're just listening, there's a list of things of the Human Freedom Index. And it's like rule of law, security and safety, movement, religion, legal system and property rights, money, freedom to trade internationally, regulation, expression and information, that kind of shit. Association, assembly, and civil society. Some of the stuff we talked about earlier. 86 distinct indicators. But that doesn't mean, like, alright, I guess the average person's life in Switzerland is the best. In terms of how free you are, that's what this index came out to. Can you go to the Dollar Tree and get 3 Pop-Tarts for $1 in Switzerland? Because I can walk across the street from my work. I work across the street from a Dollar Tree. You know the kind of freedom that gives me? It's a great place to do your shopping. I get a lot of my shit from the Dollar Tree. I'm not having any more caffeine or nicotine tonight. It's not. I need to slow down on that shit. It's good for your health. Going into your 30s to slow down on nicotine and caffeine. And improve yourself. You know? It's good to always look at things. I hear voices. Let me make sure this aren't any of the kids in my home. Not voices in my head, somebody. I gotta pee. I had to go tinkle. And the noise I heard out was outside. My peeps are safe. Dude, what the fuck is Luxembourg? They're lying. They're just trying to talk up Europe and shit. They're lying, dude. Alright, what else was I gonna say? I don't know. I'm tired, dude. That's pretty decent. I'm going to bed.